Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and um, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days, let me tell you. Uh, First of all, I don't know if I mentioned in my last video or not, but in May, my aunt is taking me on a cruise to Alaska. Um, so I'm really excited about that. And one of the things that we are going to be doing while on this cruise is there's this captain's dinner or something where it's like fancy dress or what have you. Well, being a larger guy, it's kind of difficult for me to find clothes in my size, especially sports jackets or like business suits, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I'm kind of stressing over that. And today I went to a thrift store and I got myself a tie. Well, I actually got two of them. I got this like reddish burgundy colored tie here, and then I got one that is just a classic black. And I know this isn't showing up very well, but anyways, whoever thought that having to do ties was an awesome idea, fuck all y'all, okay? Um, I'm going to be very millennial right now and just be like, I don't know how to tie ties. Usually I have clip-ons. I had like 3 or 4 clip-ons. I have no idea where the hell those things are. I have torn my house apart looking for my clip-on ties. I just went on eBay and bought the little hardware to make the clip-on tie. Yeah, so I'm hoping that that is going to come before my trip because, well, with eBay and it coming from China, the gods know when it's going to show up. But yeah, so there's that. But I'm just like really kind of stressing out trying to get all these little bits and pieces together for my trip. I still have to get my passport taken care of, and I still have to do like I gotta get a nice pair of slacks. At the very least, I want to have a really nice shirt, which I have a nice red shirt, which the black tie will go with, and I have a really nice black shirt, which the burgundy tie will go with. So I'm going to take both of those shirts, and then I got to get some nicer dress shoes. I normally only wear sneakers or tennis shoes like that, so I got to get another pair of decent looking shoes. But yeah, I'm really excited about this cruise right now, and just like, what am I going to do? I wanted to get a new camera also, so when I was on the cruise, I was able to take pictures. I've always wanted to do this Seattle to Alaska cruise. My grandparents did it when, for one of their anniversaries. It was like their 45th or 50th anniversary that they did this cruise, and I was really close with my grandparents, especially my grandmother, and so I just wanted to do this trip, just kind of a way to connect with them a little bit more. So I wanted to get a really good camera so that I could take pictures while I was out and about, and I was fortunate enough, or blessed, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to get this camera here. Awesome little camera. It's the Canon PowerShot ELPH 330HS. It's a few years old. It's a 12 megapixel camera, but I picked it up at a thrift store with a memory card inside of it, a 8 gig memory card, and a rechargeable battery unit thing, $1. I was like, thank you, universe, thank you, God, whatever happened to put that in my path. And they had another camera there, another Canon, and this is a Canon PowerShot A1400 with HD. This one's a 16 megapixel. They only charged me $1 for it. So, $2.50 for 2 amazing cameras. So, these are really awesome. And this one had an 8 GB card in it also. So I was really thankful to whoever, whatever higher power that there was that put that in my path. And then I also was given this little like knockoff GoPro camera, again with a card in it, and I think the card in this one's 16 gig. No, 8 gig. Okay, that's just crazy. So I have 8 gig, 8 gig, 8 gig. So I have a little GoPro camera, and I got like some of the little hardware and stuff that goes with it. It's got like this little waterproof housing, and then you can put like a little clip there or whatever. So I have been extremely blessed. My friends and, like I said, the universe, whatever, has really blessed me in putting these in my possession. And I've done a couple of videos with this little guy in the past. The only thing I don't like about it is that it has like a fish-eyed look, so everything's kind of bubbled. But you know what? I'm not going to complain because it was given to me by a really good girlfriend of mine, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, got my couple of little cameras, got these pieces of material from the devil, I'm talking about the ties. I just spent, before starting this video, I spent about an hour trying to figure out how to tie a tie. I'm dyslexic, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. But, yeah, just a lot of really crazy, interesting things have been happening over the last few days. Yesterday, I was driving home and I saw a lady on the side of the road who was hitchhiking, and something in my spirit just said, hey Michael, go give this woman a ride, give her a ride, you're gonna... So I pulled over, gave her, and we started talking or whatever, and she was 30 years old and traveling to her sister's house in Aberdeen, I don't know, however you pronounce it, and it was the first day of her journey, and she was hoping to be able to get there by last night. Well, when I picked her up, it was almost 4, or, well, no, it wasn't quite 4. It was about 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. And this time of year, here in the Pacific Northwest, it starts getting dark, like around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So, I took her to the gas station, and I just happened to have a few extra dollars, and so I bought her some water and some food and little snack items just to help her get on her way. And I carry an emergency kit in my car that usually has like rice, beans, and pasta, water, and so I gave her a can of chicken meat. It's like the chicken breast meat in a can, kind of like tuna. I gave her some raisins. I gave her a box of shelf milk. If you're not familiar with shelf milk, it's milk that's been pasteurized in such a way that it's shelf stable for like several years. It comes in a little green carton or whatever. So I gave her that, and I had some packages of emergency water, and so I gave her some of those, and gave her a little box of razor blades, just in case she got into a situation and she needed to cut someone or cut something. And then I gave her these pouches that when you break them up, they get really warm, so that they could warm your hands and your feet. And then I gave her this stuff called Instafire, which you add just a little drop of water and it like sparks up and turns into a fire. So I gave her a ride. It was probably, I don't know, 30 miles or so away from where I lived. Like, we had to pass my house. But it just got her closer on her little neck of her journey. And so I said a little prayer for her after she got out of the car and just said, please watch over her, and hopefully she will be um, protected and well blessed and able to get to her destination safely or whatever. So yeah, and then today, when I was out and about with my friend Dory, we went to the thrift stores like we normally do on Tuesdays, and I got my 2 neckties or whatever. So after I dropped her off at her house, I was driving back down this back road that I always take after leaving her house, and as I'm driving, I see what I think is a rock in the middle of the road. And I was just like, well, that looks kind of weird. And I'm one of those people that I scan all parts of the road as I'm driving. Like, I'm looking in the ditch, I'm looking in the road, I'm looking in the sky. I'm just like all over the place with my eyes. So as I go driving by this rock, I notice that it has eyes. I'm like, oh shit, that's an animal. So I make a U-turn and I come back and I stop traffic, and it's this little bird that like got hit by a car, and it's still fluttering around or whatever and able to move and just like kind of in distress. And so I pick it up and I hold it in my hand, and I was only a few miles up from the animal shelter, and here in the part of Washington that I live at, there's like a real amazing animal shelter, and there's also the Humane Society. So I took it to the Humane Society because I couldn't get an answer from the animal shelter or whatever. But anyways, dropped that off, and so it was just like kind of weird how all this stuff has been happening lately, and I find so many roadside things like that. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be animals, just my little roadside treasures. So it was kind of interesting that I picked up this lady and gave her a ride. Oh, and she also had a bird with her in a cage, which was interesting for somebody to be hitchhiking with a bird, but whatever. And so, she had a bird, and now I rescued this little bird, and it got me to thinking, is there a connection here? Is there some kind of synchronicity? Just kind of trying to find meaning in the chaos of life or whatever. But yeah, so that's just been kind of like what's been going on lately. Health wise, I've been doing a little better. Still got a lot of things happening. One of the things that's happening right now is I'm having a lot of nervous tics, like in my hands. My hands will like jolt and like do this bit, and I had for like 3 or 4 days the muscle right here in my face would pull to the side. I felt like little tremors in my mouth and things like that. So it got me really scared and worried because my uncle and my grandmother on my dad's side both had Parkinson's, and I was just like, oh Jesus, that's all I need to start dealing with is like going through Parkinson's and needing Parkinson's treatment and things like that. So being proactive, I went ahead and I scheduled a Parkinson's nerve blocking test, and so I have that coming up in March. And why it's like so far out from now is beyond me, but I asked them to put me on a cancellation list so that I could hopefully get in there sooner. And then I'm gonna go see a ears, nose, and throat doctor because I'm having issues with my sinuses, and like my nose gets so sore to the touch, like right here, right now, it just hurts. And I'm not having any sinus drainages, but it always feels like there's just something wrong with my nose. Um, when I was younger, I had a lot of surgeries on my ears to repair my hearing, and so I just haven't been back to a doctor since then. So I'm going to go do the full checkup and get that taken care of and everything, and go from there. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in Michael's life. Uh, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I feel like I'm kind of rambling and I'm getting sidetracked with things, and I've forgotten a lot of what I wanted to talk about. So if I remember it, I'll make another video and post it again in the upcoming weeks or whatever. But anyways, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, put that down below. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon. It really does help. If you have any topics for future videos that you would like for me to do, or you have any questions that you would like for me to answer, put that in the comment section down below, or shoot me an email at hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com, and check out the blog hellocupcakeitsme.com. I'm always posting stuff on there that I don't normally post or talk about on YouTube. And if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram. It's instagram.com/MichaelScottPeterson. And that's Peterson with an O-N. So, yeah. And I'm constantly posted on Instagram. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But anyways, so there's that. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, just hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see y'all later. Bye guys.